We're the American Devils, and we are previewing Manchester United's next match against Newcastle United at St. James Park, north of London, Newcastle upon Tyne. We've been up there. It's a fucking haul. It's 4 hours plus from London, and it's a big game for United. Game before the game, tune-up match, tough match. Newcastle United are playing very good football at the moment. They broke their drought. They won that EFL Cup. Didn't do it against Ten Hag's men, but they did it a couple weeks back against the Scouse Bastards, maybe more than a couple weeks at this point. And they're playing very well. Isak is probably the most informed striker in the league with Højlund out. And they're a super dangerous team. And this is one of those ones.
Salah, unfortunately, is probably the most informed striker.
Is he a striker? He's like a winger. He's like, I'm talking about a pure play number 9.
I don't like him
who doesn't just score a shit ton of penalties.
I don't like him either.
I take Isak over Salah.
I don't like him either.
But they're great. They're playing really good football. They're a dangerous team. They're pushing for top 4. And I'm worried about this game because United needs to not get embarrassed before the biggest game of the season. The biggest game of the season is leg 2 of the Lyon tie. But Newcastle's very tough. We got to go out there, keep it tight, and try not to get the doors blown off. But I fear the odds are telling, sir. The odds are as wide as I've seen it in quite a moment. And I think the bookmakers know what they're talking about. They know this Newcastle side is a lot better than this Manchester United side. How are we feeling? How are we doing before this big tie on the Tynes this weekend?
Look, it's away. Newcastle have won 4 of their last 5 in the league. They're sitting on 53 points, tied with Chelsea for that 4th spot. City is right behind as well. They have something to play for. United really don't. We're safe. It is away, as like I mentioned, we're not really playing too great. So
Definitely
the
not
best
playing
we
too
could really
great.
hope for is like draw, right? And most likely it's going to be an L. So let's get out the salt. Let's get out the hot sauce. Let's get out all the condiments. Eat this L. If I was Amorim, I'd be rotating heavy into this game. And then I'd just say, hey, you know what? We got to rest key guys before we got to go again Thursday because that's what it's all about. We talked about the money that we're going to make by getting into the semifinals of the Europa League. We can't be just flipping a coin against Lyon because the way we ended that game, I don't know if I can count on United starting like they got a pair at home against Lyon. I just don't think we got it. And if that's the case, we're gambling and we're no better than Lyon at home on a Thursday night. And it just makes me nervous. So we got to rest. We got to get key guys up for it. Why not rest Bruno? Why not just rest the dogs that we need for this team, this game on Thursday? Why should we go hard against Newcastle? It makes no sense to me. He went hard against City and then showed up against Lyon, and we looked tired. The players looked tired, so we got to rotate. We got to rest.
Yeah, I think this is about avoiding big injuries and giving key guys who've been, they play all the time. Like Mazraoui, give him a blow. Lenny Euro, he was great against Lyon. Give him a blow. Bruno, I agree with. And I think this is all about, like I said, the game before the game. Let's not embarrass ourselves, but I would give Amos a go. It's like we just need to get players that are going to take the load off some of our defenders who've been playing too many minutes. Dogu probably he needs a rest as well. So especially a team like Newcastle who are as strong and as dangerous as they are, it is a foregone conclusion in the league. A big blowout loss does not do anything good for the confidence. But Onana could use a tune-up match, so he'll probably get a lot of shots.
I'm not bothered by Newcastle. It's Europa League.
I don't care. What I'm saying is, but if you lose 5-0, it's not great for confidence, even if it's the youngsters playing. But I think for this, given the context, given the fact that we blew that game, blew the win, it could have easily been a win in Lyon. You got to basically rotate all your key guys. 4 or 5 of the key guys that we've identified should not be playing. Dogu, get that fucking bucket out, bro. That's Lyon bucket out, sweating in that sun.
It's away days. You got to get the bucket for the away days.
I can see your eyes. That's the best.
The away days. Let's go. Newcastle, it's going to be frisky. It's going to be a tough one. We can't be worried. Why not rotate the entire season? If we win Europa League, it changes the whole look of the squad. We can get a keeper. We can get a striker. The financial side of the game is huge for Manchester United. That's why we should be playing with a little more urgency. I feel like Amorim should be resting players going into this stuff, but it feels like it's just he's not bothered either way, and I feel the urgency knowing how much we need the cash. But, sir, quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, we are for fans, by fans. Please check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. Help us hack the algorithm, get found by other Manchester United fans like yourself. Patreon. Check out our Patreon page. Go the extra mile. Join over 100 Patreon subscribers to the American Red Devils podcast. Patreon.com/American Red Devils. We do a ton of extra content there. You get behind the scenes episodes every single month, tons of other benefits. Please check it out. Also check out our store. We are working on getting the bucket hat, sir. Bucket hat with ventilation for the summer.
They don't make those.
Like this one.
Burlap sack.
Burlap is going to sweat. Speaking of sweating this summer, we got scarves for you. We got trucker hats. They have ventilation, sir. We got shirts and
very nice
hoodies. Pick something up, support the podcast. Check out our website, AmericanDevils.com. Sir, tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast. Wherever you listen, it's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets who love ARD content. And we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Send a screenshot of that review to AmericanDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world, sir. Big game on Sunday. Headed up to Newcastle. Woo, that's an away day. We did that on the way to Sunderland away. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's last goal for Manchester United. That's a tale of two towns, bro. Sunderland, Newcastle, but oh, fuck, that's all. You think Manchester's a haul. Let's get into it.
That's right. We're breaking down Newcastle versus Manchester United. Sunday, April 13th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That's right. We're going to St. James's Park, Newcastle, England, sir. Hell of a train up from London. Great place, great pubs. They got great Guinness on draft.
It's, it's definitely the nicer of the two towns. It's a little bit bougier than Sunderland. Sunderland is very much more working class. I remember us having a fine meal at a pub right around the corner from the main train station. I did try to find it. We're going to get into the Scran Watch in a second. Let's talk about weather first. Obviously, we're playing St. James Park. 8th largest stadium in England, 52,000 seat capacity. It's going to be not as nice as it was in Lyon, mid-50s, light rain. I tried to find the pub. I don't know if I did find the pub. I don't think I did, but I found another good-looking pub, Newcastle Tap. Get yourself some beer, some pizza. The pizza looks very average, but we're talking England, so do what you can. But it looks like a nice enough place.
Hey.
That's not bad. Hey! It's got
just
parsley.
like
I don't know
nice
why you have
pizza with, put some hamburger on there.
guy. Gourmand.
Put some hamburger on my pizza.
Welcome to
That's
England.
better. That's right. Yeah. When we go abroad, sometimes you just need to get a good Neapolitan.
It's not Lyon, bro.
It's
not Lyon.
That's like a green.
It's not San Sebastian. I'll put it that way.
It's a green slope. It's a green slope. A little history on Newcastle. They were founded in 1881 when Newcastle East End absorbed the assets of Newcastle West End. I'd love to learn about that old school rivalry in the 1880s. They joined to become Newcastle United, and they have played home matches at St. James's Park since. Like you said, capacity of the stadium, 52,000. They wear the referee kits. I think in the United States, your first introduction to European soccer, you're like, that's a referee jersey.
So true.
What is going on? It's actually incredible. And the refs actually were neon yellow, sir. The crest has the city coat of arms, which feature 2 gray hippocamps, aka seahorses. Obviously, the shipbuilding.
Magical seahorses, sir.
Magical seahorses. Like,
you don't have hippocamps, bro?
I don't know what a hippocamp is.
I don't know.
Never heard of that.
I think it originates in nature.
I'm not really into the magical. I'm not into unicorns and hippocamps, sir. I'm not read up.
Get with it.
Traditionally, Newcastle's main rivals are Sunderland, with whom they contest the Tyne-Wear Derby. Wow. And they also fight against Middlesbrough in their spare time in the Tyne Tees Derby. That's another great Derby name. All-time Tyne Tees. Give me some tees.
Give me some tees. They're playing good football. They finished last season in 7th, right ahead of Manchester United. I can't believe we finished in 8th last year. And they're currently in 5th, rising the table in very good form, some of the best form in the league at the moment. Let's talk about their manager, sir. Let's talk about Eddie. Eddie, 47-year-old English coach, famously got Bournemouth promoted twice before getting the sack after their relegation from the Premier League. Then he ended up joining Newcastle after the Saudi takeover. And, he's had some bumps in the road, but they've been incrementally on the up. They've recruited well. Dan Ashworth, ever heard of him? He was their DOF. We got him. We fired him.
It was a quick stint there.
Quick.
But he signed Tonali, who had the gambling issues.
Signed Isaac.
That wasn't, the Tonali one. And Isaac wasn't a deal.
He signed Gamerish. He was a deal for a guy who played. He scored. He was cheaper than
60.
He was cheaper than Højlund and scored 20 goals in the EPL this season.
Cheaper than Højlund. how many people have paid more money for strikers than Højlund
many.
and didn't get this many
Not
goals?
many.
So it's an all-time.
But he's worth it because he actually turned into a world beater because
he has injury issues. I like Isak, but he's usually good early, 7 games FPL. Then he gets injured, he's out. It's like kind of all over the board. But they're going to sell him. They're going to make money on him. He's scored the third most goal in the league. Yeah, he's on the block.
I mean, the fact that he's
Arsenal rumors for Arsenal.
Well, it's a step up, and the fact that he's hit 20 goals even with injuries speaks to how good of a player he is. Let's get into tactics. How does Eddie Howe like to approach Newcastle? High-intensity pressing system, obviously where Newcastle looks to win the ball quickly in the opposition territory, and then aggressive counter-press. We've seen this multiple times playing against United, Newcastle United. They've beaten us in the ass a few times, especially this season. They've had our number since we won that EFL final. They've won 4 of the last 5. So dynamic wing play, inverted wingers. Likes to play the 4-3-3 or the 5-3-2. And they all about dominating possession in the midfield. They have a very toothy midfield. They're hardworking side. They're super dangerous on the counter. They've got fucking units in the defense. Let's get into the signings, sir. The signings were lackluster. I think they spent some big money on Lewis Hall, highly rated left back out of Chelsea. But otherwise, they didn't actually spend that much, considering how much money they have been spending since the Saudis took over. They already won the World Cup bid, so they could pull back the reins a little bit. But the signings they made before that have been paying off, and they're in solid form, sir.
They got done by Brighton in the FA Cup on the run-in. They beat West Ham 1-0. They did win the EFL Cup final, beat Brentford 2-1, and clapped Leicester City 3-0. They're doing pretty good in the league. 4 of 5. United cannot say the same. Player to watch. Isak is your man. He might be going this summer. Could be available, but big money.
Big money. I wish we saved some big money because, like you said, he does have injuries, but he's 25, and the fact that he's hit 20 goals this season in the EPL, that's the level. We haven't seen that level in a long time, and that's what's going to take to get Manchester United back to the promised land. So let's get into their starting 11. He's been favored in the 4-3-3 later. Burn, Shar, very
Joelinton,
good.
Pope, Trippier,
Demarish,
should have signed him.
Murphy, do this I remember should have signed Trippier, probably should have signed Pope. He's been a great goalkeeper over the last few seasons. They're a really hard team to break down. They're dangerous in the box.
It's not that hard.
We're shit,
to
bro.
build a team. There's
they're
just certain. Like Tarkowski, there's a player, buy him. Like Pope in net, another great player, buy him. Like Trippier, buy. It's like that's what I would have done. English proven talent, play for England, like great teams, like Burn,
Trippier,
like Dog,
Trippier
like
for
need that.
10 million.
Sprinkle in some Brazilians and then Italians in the midfield. Like you're good to go. It's like
it
can't be that hard.
It's not complicated.
It's like whoa, some Danish kid who like doesn't have a track record. How much are we paying? Like I just it's sometimes you overcomplicate it. Sometimes you just overcomplicate it. And, you look at a Newcastle, and this is a team that hasn't overcomplicated it, and a little jealous.
We bought the wrong Scandinavian striker because Isak is Swedish. And, Sweden, I guess they had Zlatan, but he's a killer, and we don't have a killer. So let's get that 11 for United. This is the 11 for Lyon. We're going to be seeing changes, you would think, with the rotation with the big game coming. I'm putting, it's a risk to change keeper. It's a risk to stick with Onana. I'm taking that risk. So
Onana's in net here for the Lyon 11. Euro, Maguire, Mazraoui, backline, Dogu, Casemiro, Ugarte, Delo, Bruno, Højlund, Garnacho. I'm not concerned about this 11. I'm not concerned about this game. I am concerned about Lyon on Thursday. So I think he should rotate. I think it's worth giving Bayindir a shout.
Definitely.
But just saying, hey, we got to you got to rest all the players, though. You got to do a big rotation, and then you can get away with Onana. Maybe get a sight of Bayindir to see if he should play in the Thursday night game. I doubt he's going to do that, but,
It's also hard because if you're going to do big rotation and then play your backup keeper, then he's going to get fucking peppered, and that's not necessarily confidence boosting before the big tie. So it's tough. You're kind of in that, okay, you want to try him out, but if you want to try him out, you want to put a solid defense in front of him so he doesn't get ripped apart all day.
But what if Onana gets cooked?
Well, he might.
Newcastle?
He might. How's that going to do for his confidence? Excuse me. His confidence.
I was thinking of you. I was put Alex in there. No,
I'm
you would have a
fucking little,
shot.
dude. I'm 5'10". Like, you
No,
need a
but you-
fucking monster. I'm telling you, Wout, bro. Wout would be a fucking good
Yeah, but
keeper,
on
bro.
corners,
He's enormous.
But on corners,
These
defenders
guys are fucking monsters. Just
no,
so I
but like
can beat
on
up
corners, you'd be like punching
I'd
people.
beat
in
up
the
on
head.
some drunk fat Argentine that's fatter than me. These guys are fucking.
No, you got
Char,
some- okay.
Burns, he'd murder me. My
Here's
knee would buckle.
here's the thing. I know you're gonna give it your all. You're like you're gonna get.
blow my knee out.
You got
first
got,
corner,
like,
knees blown.
You got more Braveheart, than this entire team. Like you would give it all.
I think I would do better on that first that free kick, Lyon. Early. I think I could get that one. The second one, I would not. But
changes for me.
we're really going off the deep end.
Erickson should feature.
Yeah.
Like Luke Shaw should feature.
No, he can't. He'll get hurt. Harry.
You got to get
Lindelof
You got to
has to
get
play.
more players involved. You got to be rotating here, in my opinion. Looking at the odds, what do the bookies have here?
Ooh, haven't seen a spread like this in a minute. Home, Newcastle, minus 155 at home, plus 310 for the draw, plus 410 for Manchester United away. Sir, I got the last one right. I just knew it. Smelled like a draw. Smelled like some errors. It was 2-2. Should have guessed 1-1. I think I'm up. I'm calling... No, you're up, actually, because I went first last time.
I'm going to say Newcastle 3-1.
You picked my score. That's it. I picked it 4-1 because I can't pick the same. I'm fighting from behind, sir. It's tight, but you still got a solid lead, 16 points.
Hey, when I've been picking United losses, they have been proving me wrong. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Newcastle, Manchester United should be a big game in the league. Is not a big game in the league. The big game is Thursday night for Manchester United. Once you lose that, it's
going to be a tough season.
I believe the term is denouement, sir. It's coming down, right? We're coming down into postseason, into preseason, summer transfers and everything. We're coming to an end. I would like to see a semifinal. I like to see a final.
You say denouement, I think I fucking purgatory, bro. It's like we're basically going to be like sitting waiting for the season.
No, we're coming down. The season is like, it is concluded and you're kind of like,
you got another 5 weeks.
You're landing the plane here.
Crashing the plane.
It's over. The season is officially over. And then I would like a semifinal. I'd like a final. I'd like to see us playing some good football. I'd like to see us going for it, showing a little more grit. Let's go.
We're good enough to take it to
Lyon.
Lyon.
Against Newcastle. You can, this team could show up. We could do it. But like I'm just betting against them. And the bookmakers know that we're bluffing. Sir, that's the podcast. Like America Devils, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Support us on Patreon as well. Our store, americadevils.store. Pick up some merch. Sir, give us our top 10 downloads the last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Los Angeles, California, Dublin, Ireland, New York, Chicago, Illinois, Houston, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, San Diego, California, Oslo, Norway, and last but not least, Atlanta, Georgia. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do it without you. Big games coming thick and fast. It's all about next Thursday, but in the meantime, headed up to Newcastle on the Tyne. Let's go, sir. We've seen it all. We've won the lot.